Right, so he's had a minute or so to rest. It is warm here today for us, okay, so it's 20 degrees. There's a breeze coming in, it's quite pleasant to be out in, but he's been running around for a few minutes, okay. Interesting there, under these conditions of resting for a few minutes, he was then motivated to go and play the plush toy, and that just might be about variety, okay. Now, got some treats here, and these are treats that he likes, okay. Alright, so under these conditions, he will happily, and he's motivated to take this treat. So this is wild boar and venison or something like that, okay, but it's tasty for him. So it's on a scale of 1 to 10, it's probably about a 6 in value, if 10's the highest, okay. So you can see him there, okay. Have it back. Good boy, wait. Good lads. Right, now that I've got the toy in my hand, you see him, Max? Right, you can now see, right, that was my ham-fistedness that I dropped that, okay? Ready? Get it. Right, so I'm now going to put this away. So I've got the Kong back, and I'm going to see if he's still interested in the treat. And the answer is yes. So under these conditions, okay, and again, it's all about the conditions that your dog's interested in, which I'm going to cover in the a couple more videos towards the end of the week, okay. Now, I bring the Kong out, okay. Kong's in this hand. Now watch what happens here. Right, so he's actually moving away from the treat that he has just eaten, okay. So this being in my hand completely changes his motivation for this treat, okay. Right, sorry son. Right, now I'm just going to test it. I'll get you the Kong in a second, okay. Put the Kong away, and he eats the treat, okay. Right, now I'm going to try again with this. So this in my hand, and again that's a clear, that's avoiding that, okay. Now it's not in my hand, and I'll take it again, okay. So if we're not sensitive to there you go pup, if we're not sensitive to these things, then we end up trying to use a reinforcer. So motivation and reinforcement are really linked. They're kind of the same thing, and they're what we're working for, but motivation happens before the behaviour, and reinforcement is access to that motivation after the behaviour, okay. So they're really, really closely linked. They're not the same thing, okay. One's before and one's after the behaviour, all right. But they're very, very closely linked. And you saw there, just through that demonstration, how easily the conditions that we're working under change that motivation, okay. It's hugely important to understand your motivation with your dog. So when you say that your dog's not food motivated, you've heard me saying this before if you've been following me for a while, but he did not take food for 4 months. It's either 3 or 4 months after I got him, okay, and he didn't sniff the ground for 1 month less than that, okay. So I think he started sniffing the ground about 2 or 3 months, and then started eating food outside about 3 or 4 months, and it was because he was so stressed while he was out, okay. And before, if the Kong was on the go there, so the Kong's sitting at his feet just now, I'm out of treats, I could go and give him a treat just now and he would take that. But that wasn't where he was when I first got him 5 years ago, okay, completely different dog. You'd just be holding on to that Kong. All right, so motivation changes depending on the conditions, and it's up to us to be sensitive to that so that we can use the proper motivation and proper reinforcement to change your dog's behaviour.